Okay.
God damn, this is a big bitch. All right, let's get it. Alright, rep, small side note. When opening this package, like a zip tie here would be fantastic. I squat down to pick it up, and this thing just slammed me straight in the head. How dare you make me bleed my own blood? When it's right here, totally safe, right? But as soon as you take it off that first platform, that was my head. And that did not feel good, Jill. But on a side note, kickstand, chicka chicka. So it has to be loose to adjust. So if you tighten it all the way in, doesn't move at all, loosen it a little bit, slides around, then it moves. That's simple. Now it's a rock. So everyone online talking about, oh, it moves and moves, it moves a whole bunch. Like, you just twist this thing like a couple times, takes a couple seconds, like, good to go. Like, what are you talking about? All right, well, that was fun. Actually wasn't surprisingly that bad. To be clear, kind of an idiot. There's a few different things where I was having a whole bunch of trouble, but that's totally because of my unique set of skills, or in this case, kind of lack thereof. To most of y'all, it's probably going to be very, very much just common sense, but for me, less common. I do have a few little nitpicks. First off, I should not be able to bend this. If anything's going to fail on this bench, it's going to be this thing right here. Now, obviously, if you take care of it and you're careful with it, like, it's not going to be a problem, but just not a huge fan. Also, the clear coat itself in several different parts has some scuff issues, some finish issues here and there. But it's a piece of equipment, so it's definitely going to get damaged. It's just the nature of the game. But I would prefer if I damaged those things. I would prefer if I had that initial scratches, initial dents, and everything else. It coming pre-damaged is just, to me, is not great. But what is great, first off, is this knurling. This is the same knurling on the Rep Double Black Diamond bar, which I don't own, but a buddy of mine does, and I'll be buying it quite shortly. This feels fantastic. You also have the same knurling over here on this handle, which just feels fantastic. I absolutely love it. The clear coat itself is uniquely beautiful. This bench is one of one because of the nature of the clear coat. Now, as far as the pad itself goes, for me, I like it. It's very, very close to kind of like the Thompson Fat Pad. Very grippy, kind of like faux vinyl. This is also the fat pad because I am, well, a bigger person in general. So I really do like that. It gives you a little bit of extra support during pressing movements and everything else. I am happy I went with the fat pad, to be honest with you. I think the standard narrow pad would still have worked, but for my usage, it's going to work a little better. But I do caution people that want to buy the fat pad to make sure you really, really need it. I'm a very wide person, just how my bone structure is built in general. But if you aren't by any means, then you definitely don't need this. It is a very, fat pad. Now, one of the defining features of the Rep Blackwing is the zero gap bench. So you're able to slide outwards, gotta unscrew it first, slide inward. So this slight little kind of incline, there's zero gap. An immediate problem for me though is if, for example, let's say I want this to be right here. And then I were to take it up. It gets locked, which you might be like, okay, well, pretty easy to just unscrew it and move it. Doesn't happen. Then you have to go back over here, grab this lovely knurling, drop it down, and then move it. That's not a big deal, but for me, definitely is a little annoying. I understand having to move this every time. That's not really the problem. But for me, having to constantly, like, if I want to push this up, I have to do an order. So I have to move this first, this, then readjust this to fit back into the zero gap. I think it could have been streamlined a little bit, but definitely not a deal breaker by any means. Overall, I actually really like this. One thing I definitely do have to call out, though, is that this is supposed to be the zero gap bench. And I mean, you can do that, and now it doesn't have a gap anymore, but it also doesn't lock. So in order to actually have it lock, you always have this when it is fully flat. And most benches are used fully flat. So if you're going to call it the zero gap, it should have zero gap while flat. That to me bothers me, but every other position possible, it has zero gap. So, you know, not technically a lie, just a little annoying. Now, this is a very expensive bench. I also have the leg roller in the other room, which I'm going to unbox and attach to this bench in a little moment here. But it's a very expensive bench. Now, is it really worth that price tag? There's a little couple things here and there that I could definitely nitpick, but overall, I actually really like this quite a lot. I think the clear coat is absolutely beautiful. A couple different finish issues here and there, but not a huge deal. I have heard tell of reps clear coat rusting. So I'm in Virginia. It's very humid out here. It's also in the middle of hurricane and a tornado season right now. So it's more humid. So if it's going to rust, it's going to rust pretty quickly. So I'll definitely update y'all with that. But as far as the actual price tag, I think this is kind of one of those buy once, cry once deals, right? Like, yes, it's expensive. It's an $800 bench. With the actual leg roller, it's almost $1,000. I think I paid like almost like $900 for this total, like $850, $900, something like that. So it's not as high as like the Rep Manta Ray, for example, or excuse me, the Rogue Manta Ray. Or on my previous bench, it was a Stray Dog Strength bench that I absolutely love. That's in the other room. I was thinking about maybe getting rid of that, but getting this in, I'm like, this is going to be a kind of an option, right? So I'm going to have that Stray Dog bench on one side, this on the other. I like this, but it's not quite Stray Dog Strength good. It is, however, very good. I would call this a lifetime purchase. I don't see this bench breaking. Like, yes, the little piece over there is kind of flimsy or whatever, but it's not a load-bearing piece. So if you're gentle with it, if you're not just being outright abusive and everything else, it really is a good bench. It's very easy to adjust. So if you want to go higher than that, just pull that up. And if you want to go lower, grab those gorgeously knurled pins and just pop it, and there you go. Or handle, excuse me. It's not a pop bench. And then you're good to go. Is it the greatest thing in the world? No, but it's really good. Like, it's really good. This a 10 out of 10? No, but it's definitely like a 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. Like, it's not perfect, but it is damn close. And if you're on the fence in regards to the Rep Blackwing, man, get off that thing and buy it. It is amazing. I love it. Be working out a lot on this thing. I'm really looking forward to this video being over. It is currently 2:35 in the morning, and I'm going to have a 2:35 in the morning brutal workout session because I cannot wait to really use this thing. This is also a first impression video, kind of a review, because I'm I don't know enough about benches right to know what's good and what's bad. So this is it's their first impressions. But, if this is a great bench, I can just already tell it's a great bench. But as far as a true long-term hard use review, one of those is definitely coming down the line. But as far as a first impressions review-esque thing, man, I love this thing. I love it. Gorgeous, functional, it feels fantastic. It is heavy. It is a big, awkward bitch to move. But once it sits like an absolute rock. You're not going anywhere. And I love that. I feel secure. I feel safe. And most importantly, I feel ready to lift and push myself. That's what a good bench does. It makes you feel ready, confident, just to go all out and really push to its absolute limit. Now, am I strong enough to actually do that? No, not even close. But I'm going to try, damn it. But anyways, y'all, I love you all. Please take care. Have a great day. And bye-bye. Ooh, I'm happy. Let's get it.